Hello, this is Mr. Hornsby 3. This is the Mr. Hornsby 3 show, and today I'm finishing up my freaking month of reviews with a review of Demon Slayer, Entertainment District, Swordsmith District, and Training Arc. Demon Slayer is an anime. I forgot what year it came out, but it's a pretty good anime. It's been running for quite a bit. And initially, when this show first came out, I was not a huge fan of it. But you know what? Since, officially when it first came out, I was like, it's kind of gonna be like freaking something like Tokyo Ghoul, ain't it? But it ended up turning out to be better than Tokyo Ghoul. So I'm really happy. That's better than Tokyo Ghoul. So the main story focuses on Tanjiro, I forget his last name, and his sister, Mizuko. Tanjiro one day went out on I guess a hike or something. Hold up, went out on a hike and came back to see his whole family was slaughtered by a demon. Now, he ended up fighting the demon and killing it. But he's been whiny and all that stuff. And he got trained by this ghost, Hashira, who, taught him a few things. But anyway, let's get into Entertainment District. I've let y'all know what this whole thing's about. Entertainment District started out kind of interesting. Tanjiro and them had just came back from the events of Mugen Train, which was a movie first, then it became an arc. Sounds similar to what Dragon Ball Super did with their frickin' arcs, where they did a movie of it, then they did the frickin' arc in the show. But, and when Tanjiro and them get back, we see that this Hashira, who's no longer a Hashira, he's a shaman now, decides to take one of the girls. And I guess Tanjiro was friends with the girl, and the girl was asking Tanjiro and his crew to help. So Tanjiro stands up to him, tells him, leave her alone and all that stuff. And then he says, well, I need her because she's got an important mission that I need to take care of at the Entertainment District. But instead, we end up getting Tanjiro and his crew, and Tanjiro and the other two boys that are with him had to dress up like women. Let's not forget to mention that the shaman also has like 3 or 4 wives. So he says that one of his wives are missing, or 2 of his wives are missing, so he needs help. And Tanjiro agree to help. They dress up like girls. They find a demon, which is one of the upper 6. And during the battle, everybody else is wiped out. But Tanjiro and Nezuko wasn't knocked out. And they ended up fighting this lady. And they showed a lot of strength. Nezuko was able to do some kind of transformation in her demon form without even eating any human blood. And Tanjiro was pretty strong. Oh, fudge. Sorry about that. And they were able to stand up to this freaking upper 6, which was also the upper 6 one. They had a fight. They take on upper 6, I don't know. Or upper 9 or something like that. How many of these guys are there? I don't know. But anyway, one Tanjiro's fighting this lady. He tells her she don't have to do this and all this stuff. And she's like, well, I remember this, another Hashira who was telling me that. So I'm guessing Tanjiro and Nezuko's dad was a freaking Hashira. Probably a pretty strong one too, if he was able to take on a freaking upper 6. And also earlier in the arc, we also see that Tanjiro goes visits Mr. Rengoku's family. Well, mainly his brother in that, because the dad's a douchebag, and he talks about how, just because he's got that special scar or whatever, doesn't make him a good Hashira or doesn't make him a powerful Hashira or something. And as we see, then he goes to take on the upper six, and you see he's getting stronger and stronger. See, originally, freaking Tanjiro started out as whiny, annoying character. Kind of like Gohan from Dragon Ball Z. You know, but we saw what happened with Gohan in the Cell arc. And then we saw how bad he was in freaking the Majin Buu arc. But they've rectified Gohan, apparently, with the Dragon Ball superhero movie. Anyway. So, he gets close to beating her, but he doesn't beat her. And then when he does behead her, it's actually the fact that her brother was inside of her. Which was weird, but her brother was inside of her. And he's more powerful than she is. And then they all had to fight. But Tanjiro and his team and the Hashira, that's a shaman now, all took down, and Nezuko as well, all took down that upper six, which freaked out the main villain of this whole show. And he was kind of and then he's talking to the other upper six as the next arc starts, which is Swordsmith Valley. Now, the main characters for Swordsmith Valley, of course, Tanjiro, Nezuko, the pink-haired girl, the boy with the black and blue hair. Can't remember their names off the bat right now. I watched all this over the holiday season, so, you know, it was tough to keep up with all the names and all that stuff. And plus, sometimes when I watch stuff on frickin' like TV or frickin' on Netflix or whatever, the audio sometimes isn't good, so you can't hear all the names. But they didn't take on two more of the upper six. They take on the upper five and the upper four, and they were able to manage to beat them. But then, you know, the head guy of the Hashira was talking about how 4 members of the crew had like some kind of scar or tattoo or something that lit up when they were battling the upper five and upper four, and a lot of that had to deal with Tanjiro being around them. In fact, the black and blue haired boy, the way he was able to beat that monster is because somehow a projection of frickin' Tanjiro came up to him, talked to him, and convinced him to keep on fighting and not to give up. So he breaks 3, he kills the upper 5. Then it takes the pink-haired girl, Tanjiro, I don't know the other guy's name, and I guess you could say Nezuko, to all beat the upper 4, which they did beat them. And finally, you know, after all that, Tanjiro starts realizing he's getting stronger. And the whole point of Tanjiro wanting to be a demon slayer or being a part of the Hashira is because he wants to get the guy that killed his family. Or the guy responsible for the people that killed his family. And a lot of the main characters in this show, the main focus is their family specifically was attacked by a demon at some point. And I think the main guy really, the main villain really freaking realized he had a reason on why he sent some of the demons to some of those people's places to kill them. And all of them had a weakness at one point when they were first, before they became a Hashira. So, they all had a weakness. Not only that, they weren't as strong. But maybe the main villain was worried that there was a prophecy that might come true, which might be Tanjiro, that eventually he was going to be killed by a demon slayer Hashira. And, you know, so that's why he sent these demons after these specific people. Now, things didn't work out, and they ended up joining the Hashira anyway, or the Demon Slayer Corps, whatever you want to call it. And, yeah, so that was pretty much Swordsmith. We talked about Entertainment District. Now let's get into training. That's the freshest in my mind. And the main thing you realize about it is how strong Tanjiro was compared to all the other people wanting to be Demon Slayers that were trained to be Demon Slayers. Even the second strongest Demon Slayer, you know, told Tanjiro he's stronger than Tanjiro thinks. And so Tanjiro trains. He pretty much blows through all the training. He blows through all the training easily and is pretty good. He gets promoted to Hashira, but he did not get to finish one training, and that's because the boy that was helping him in the Swordsmith's Valley was his brother was the trainer, and he was treating his little brother like garbage. And Tanjiro was friends with that boy, so he went and said something to him, and they ended up with a fight, which then he got banned from going around that trainer anymore. So, Tanjiro just freaking, couldn't do that training, but everybody else he trained with, he got along with, and he did pretty well in the training. Also, during the Swordsmith arc, we also see that Nezuko, even though she's a demon, is able to handle the sunlight. Because, at the end of that arc, it looked like Nezuko was about to die because she wanted Tanjiro. Tanjiro was so worried about protecting Nezuko because he thought she was going to die, but Nezuko took Tanjiro and threw him to save the people in the Swordsmith Valley instead of worrying about her. And she did a thumbs up to him, and I was like, oh man, they're not going to kill Nezuko off, are they? And they didn't. She found a way to survive, and now the head demon wants to freaking get her blood. And he enacts a plan at the end of the training arc where he's going to try to get Nezuko's blood so he can handle the daylight, and then he knows he can't die after that. But the whole training arc is pretty much a filler up until the end 2 episodes. The last couple episodes, the main demon comes, he finds a guy at the head of the Hashira Demon Slayer Corps. He's about to kill him, but the guy had planned for it, and he ends up trying and enacted a plan to capture him so the other Demon Slayers, the younger guys that are stronger than what he is, are able to freaking kill him. But the thing is, at the end of the arc, they all get transported to the Infinite Castle, which is the next arc that's coming up, I think toward the end of this month. And they all got transported to different parts of the Infinite Castle, so I think this next arc, if this ain't the last arc, then maybe the arc after that will be, or maybe there'll be one more arc after that, but I think they're getting close to the end of Demon Slayer, and a lot of people's like, well, not if they do like the manga. Yeah, well, I'm pretty sure Attack on Titan had a lot of mangas, and they only got 4 seasons, well, I guess you could say 4.5, 5, whatever you want to say, before they finally got to the end of Attack on Titan. But actually glad that our hero actually got stronger, not because he was a sissy and whined and cried and begged for some kind of help to be able to survive, unlike, Tokyo Ghoul. What was his frickin' name? I forgot his name. But, so I'm glad our hero of this show is not going to get done dirty. And the last show I watched the last few shows I watched where a kid starts out as the main hero, either they turned into a bad guy or they were just a total sissy, and then they transformed and then they became badass, or, or they ended up getting so powerful to where they nearly killed themselves, taking out one of the top villains in the show. Hunter x Hunter. Tokyo Ghoul. So yeah. So I'm glad Tanjiro's getting the Gohan treatment and he's not getting the freaking any treatment from Eren, Attack on Titans, ended up becoming the main villain and gets killed at the end of the show, which I was very disappointed in that. I thought Eren had a plan and he just totally went into a heel. He said, fuck this shit. I'm done fighting these motherfuckers. Fuck these people. Fuck these people. I'm gonna kill them all. Hell with it. So, yeah, I'm like, oh, man, really? They turned him into a heel? I thought it was like some kind of master plan to trick the Titans so that he can defeat them. But it wasn't. He just went evil. I was really disappointed with the ending of freaking Attack on Titan. Because you built it up like Aaron's finally going to get redemption for his mom getting eaten by one of those in season 1, and then it just don't happen. At least Tanjiro's going to get redemption for his freaking family's death. He's going to save Nezuko. She's not going to be a demon no more. He's going to probably end up becoming the new leader of the Demon Slayer Corps. Maybe. So, I don't know. But overall, the last 3 arcs I really liked. I've liked every single arc I've watched of this show. From the first arc to Mugen Train to Entertainment District to Swordsmith, even though it was mostly a filler. Or not Swordsmith, and to Training, which was the filler. But I love every single season of Demon Slayer. And at least Tanjiro's not going to get done dirty like Gon, the dude from Tokyo Ghoul, Eren from Attack on Titan. Oh boy. Anyway, so I give those last 3 seasons, I'll give them a 4 out of 5. I didn't like the fact that the head of the Hashira not only sacrifices himself, he sacrificed his wife and his kids. He blew up his wife and his kids with him. He probably did it because he probably figured that demon would probably kill him anyway. But he sacrifices his wife and his kids with him. I guess the wife knew, but I don't know if the kids knew or not. But yeah, he sacrificed himself along with his kids and his wife to put this guy in a trap. And then he still gets out of the trap because they get to the Infinite Castle and we got a whole nother arc to go. Yeah, you know. But all the main freaking Demon Slayer characters were there. Pretty much all of them. I think a few of them's going to die. Like the ones that were trainers and that. I think a couple of them's going to die. And like the younger ones, like, you know, Tanjiro and all that are going to be the ones that beat him. So, we'll see. But overall, last 3 arcs, I'll give them a 4 out of 5. I can't wait to see Infinite Castle. Can't wait to see how the show ends. I hope Tanjiro gets his comeuppance on that villain. Because Gon got done dirty. Eren got done dirty. He went from the hero to the villain. Unreal. I don't care about the Tokyo Ghoul guy. What was his freaking name? I don't forgot. He's lame. Just like with freaking the dude in Gundam Unicorn. That was like one of the worst Gundam shows I've seen. I've seen some of the other Gundam shows. They're pretty decent. Or they're pretty good. I've liked a couple. I've hated a couple. But, man. Yeah. So anyway, let me know what you guys thought of Demon Slayer, the last 3 arcs. From Entertainment District all the way up till the training arc. And are you excited to see the Infinite Castle? I'm pretty sure a lot of people are. Anyway, that'll do it. Tune in Wednesday. A tribute video to Jack's figure belts. Because the Mattel belts finally come out. The Mattel belts are really beautiful. Friday I'll be doing a Donkey Kong Country playthrough. Hopefully you guys go check out my freaking Lion King video. Because that one didn't do so well. I'm surprised too, because Lion King's a pretty popular game. I'm surprised it didn't do too well. Hopefully it does better past few weeks. Last week I did a review of the new Mattel World Heavyweight Championship, the new Mattel WCW World Heavyweight Championship belts. And I'm quite satisfied with them. Tomorrow I will be doing more build to Clash of the Figures. We're going to hear from Lex Luger. We're going to hear from Goldberg. Goldberg's going to give up the U.S. title since he won the WCW World Heavyweight Championship. We're going to hear from Sting. Going to hear from Macho Man and Sid, to what the Outsiders said. Even though I had a bad promo at the end of that. I completely messed up on the catchphrases for the freaking Wolf or the Outsiders at the end of that video. Or maybe it was the middle. I don't know. Because I think also going to hear from Raw World Heavyweight Champion Scott Steiner tomorrow as well. But anyway, that'll do it. Go check out my Lion King video. I really had a lot of fun doing that video. I would like to do another video with Lion King, but if people ain't going to watch it, I'm not going to do another Lion King. And check out all the other videos I've done the past couple weeks. And I'll catch you guys Wednesday. I'll be talking about the Jakks World Heavyweight Championships that came out. Kind of a history and a tribute to them. It's like the history of them and a tribute to them, and talk about how much, For years and years on YouTube, I said, you know what? Until Mattel finally makes the actual WCW version of the big gold belt, I'm going to use the Jakks ones. And like several years ago, I got back into the Toy Biz ones. Me and my wife have fixed up a lot of Toy Biz belts. In fact, you saw them at my Halloween figure Havoc that I used like a couple of them. Also, yeah, no, we already had Stunning Steve last week. But anyway, that'll do it. Please like the video, leave a comment, subscribe for more. Follow my Facebook fan page, the Mr. Horns 83 Show. Follow my Facebook business page, Trajan Toys. Probably sometime this week, gonna put a picture up of one of the Jakks World Heavyweight titles I'm getting rid of. Probably gonna sell it. And it's going to be the one I use for the NWA Championship. But that'll do it. Catch you guys later and peace out.